There are so many times in life where you just get tired and burnt out. And even as a kid, I've had these moments where you just feel tired and burnt out, and you just want to run towards peace, even though we live in a chaotic world. Nowadays, especially as of today, I wanted to make a promise to myself to whenever I have those moments where I feel that way, to just not only go to the gym, but to go to the gym and, run on a treadmill. I go to the gym regularly, but I typically don't run much, but it's feeling like I'm gonna end up doing a lot more of that in the coming weeks. It's the July 3rd, the eve of 4th of July. People all around Charlotte, like, they going crazy right now, like, going fireworks and partying. And then you got people like me who are literally just running for their lives inside. Well, I know to a lot of people watching, it may not look like I'm running that fast, and technically I'm not trying as hard as I could, but I was still, as you could see by me stumbling, I was still going pretty hard. And at this point, I think this was about 11 miles per hour, which isn't super fast, but it's still probably faster than the average person who's not exercising. My goal is by the end of this summer, not even by the end of this summer, by the end of this year, I want to be at a point where I'm consistently doing at least 15 to 20 miles per hour for at least 60 seconds. Like in this, like just now, I literally was only able to go about, I think this was about 58 seconds, man. Like my goal was for this video to go like a good 2.5 minutes. It did not work. It did not work even a little bit. I went for 1 minute and 7 seconds, 0.20 miles. It said I burned 30 calories. And I know this video here, the way I'm recording it, it may look a bit discombobulated, but I wanted it to be as raw as possible. I'm gonna try to upgrade cameras and stuff eventually, but I wanted it to be literally just a one shot, one take effort of showing me going kind of hard in the gym. I didn't go super hard because I was so focused on recording myself, which is obviously something I don't do. I'm not normally the person who's recording themselves doing this type of stuff. I'm about to start jumping into some jump ropes. I had no idea that I was probably one of the only people that does jump ropes backwards, because to me this is just a easier and more comfortable way to do jump ropes. But it wasn't until recently where I did it in front of other people, where people kept pointing out the fact that I kept doing it backwards, and they were so confused by it and acting like they were almost amazed that to me it blew my mind that something so simple is something that could impress certain people, because I to me it was just another thing that I did. But this is I wanted to start recording myself doing this on this journey. I've already been on this journey for about, how long has it been? It's been about what? It's been a while. It's been 4.5 years. And so at this point, I reached a weird point in my fitness journey where I was starting to feel as if I was kind of plateauing a bit. But at the same time, I haven't really reached my goals. So I wanted to use this as an opportunity to push myself further, right? Because I record myself and I may look in the mirror, but I don't record myself. I mean, I may look in the mirror sometimes, but I've never actually bothered to watch myself on video exercise, right? This to me also could be a good opportunity just to look at, just to really, examine all the things that I may be doing wrong, that I may not even notice that I'm doing it wrong in the first place. So this to me, I want to go 100 days straight in the gym. Just number one, because I wanted to, find another lane in addition to music to sort of, kind of express myself or dedicate myself to. I got a lot of stuff going on, and but at the same time, I still want to find some sort of outlet to be creative. Because a lot of times in music, I may be so busy, I may not have time to craft a song every single day. Or at least release it. Sometimes, I can make songs all the time, but I may not be able to release it. So I wanted to do something to still help kind of push myself. And honestly, I also hope that I could use this as something that I could build on, build a possible following off of, to be able to monetize it, to be able to bring enough money in through content and merchandise that I could then free up more of my time and focus on music and really do a good job when it comes to finishing school right now, because I'm in a fintech program, and that's also another thing that's taking up so much time. But then when I'm doing all the work that I'm doing outside of that, it takes up even more time. So at least if something like this was to pick up traction, it would be extremely exciting, because then it would give me the opportunity to just focus on this, school, and then music, and then that would, I think at that point I'd really go to the next level. But right here I forgot what this exercise is called. Again, this is I'm not the fitness guru who's gonna be able to tell you every single thing that I'm doing and the science behind why this can work or why that could work, but basically I'm doing something like kind of like a shoulder raise, or I was doing something kind of like a shoulder raise where it's meant to obviously build up my shoulders and build up. No, that's pretty much it. That's really the main thing. It's supposed to build up kind of like the shoulders and like your delts area, like kind of like around there, because I also want to start building up my neck as well. A quick story as far as my fitness journey up until this point. I've been working out since September of 2018. Well, I've been fully committed to working out since September of 2018. I tried here and there before that, but it wasn't until September 2018 when I finally decided I was gonna go 100% in and just give it, just commit to the long term, right? Whether it takes it 1 day or 10 years. And now it's been 4.5 years, and I've made progress. Obviously not as much progress as I wish I would have made by this point. But a lot of what I've done up until this point has been growing pains, and it's also been trial and error. Because there's so much. We are in an age where there's an abundance of information out there, but it's also a lot of conflicting information that may not fully apply to me. I remember, 2018, I went, when I made this commitment to myself for the first time, I went with one of my cousins to Planet Fitness, and it's this is me getting ready to do shoulder raises with 50 pounds. But I went with my cousin one time to Planet Fitness, because I knew he worked out, so I was kind of hoping maybe we could be like gym partners to kind of go and, he could kind of, train me or, keep me motivated or whatever. But I could tell by the end of the first time we went that he really wasn't trying to keep going with me. He was just kind of just maybe being nice and just wanted to just go one time just to not be mean. But the way he was talking as if he really wasn't planning on coming back with me, and I wasn't gonna force the issue. So it is what it is. I've tried to go with other people, but in general, most people don't really want to work out. They don't really want to commit to it. So it ends up being a situation where you just get used to working out by yourself. And I know that's happened to a lot of people. Let me know if that's happened to you too, because I feel like this is the case for a lot of us, where if you really want to go this hard or try over and over again, you're probably gonna end up in a position where you're not gonna have too many people to work out with, because most people operate as if, before, real quick, I'm about to do some chest exercises, and I prefer doing it on like a downward incline, if that's the proper way to say it. Like, it just feels better to me. Like, I actually could feel my chest getting activated. But back to the point I was saying, where most people, they make that New Year's resolution in January, and then by the time you get to maybe a week and a half into February, everybody stops. So most people they're not really trying to go hard like that. And I know for a lot of aspects of my life, I just, I have very big ambitions. I dream big. That's part of the reason I kept calling a lot of the stuff related to different brands and companies that I was creating. I kept using the word daydreamer, right? Because in many aspects, I could be a dreamer, just like a lot of other people. You could tend to be a dreamer. But at the same time, sometimes you still gotta accept that it may take a little while. It may take a little while for you to get to a certain point. That's why I wanted to call this. That's why I wanted to call this kind of vlog series. I wanted to call it like Slow Gainz, and that's also why I put one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the picture, in the thumbnail, because at the end of the day, the turtle was supposed to represent, obviously turtles in real life, turtles are slow. So I was trying to represent like slow gains, like basically, kind of just almost like a mascot for the idea of just like slow and steady grind, like slow and steady wins the race. I wanted that sort of message and that sort of branding to be out there, in case there's somebody like me who still needs that motivation to keep going. And also to myself, a lot of this is also just to keep myself motivated, because I've seen a lot of people try to exercise for the first time, and it almost feels like they've made more progress than me. But I've made progress too, but it's just my progress has been it's been a slower progress. Like in many aspects, I've kind of been like the late bloomer. So it's like a lot of people you see, they'll try to work out for like a month, and next thing you know, they look amazing. Now, is it natural or not? I have no idea, but that's just how, at least on social media, that's how they want to present it. Whereas in the case of me and a lot of people like me, it's like I've had to build it up, make mistakes, and then also tear it down, and try again. Like I bulked up to 207 pounds, but at the time when I did the bulk, I was basically dirty bulking. I wasn't eating unhealthy, really, for the most part. I did here and there, but in general, I wasn't really eating unhealthy like that. But I wasn't counting my calories either. I was just like literally just eating and working out, eating and working out. And again, so I that was the strongest I ever was at that point. This was about March 2022. Like that was the strongest I had ever been at that point. But I also had a lot of excess body fat too. Which is something which was something that became a real motivation for me to really try to lock in. Like I'm just, man, look at me. I'm just like, obsessively trying to get this camera right. But still, I guess, I just wasn't at that time understanding just the power and the value of counting your calories. I'm about to do some arm workouts next. It's hard to tell in the video, but my arms are like around like 18 inches. I'm trying to get them to 22 inches. So that's gonna be a process to get there. But back to my point, I was trying to focus on just getting as big and strong as possible, and I was just so obsessed with that part that I was overlooking the fact that I have an endomorphic body type, So there's certain things that I can't do that some of these other people they get to do and get away with, just because we're different people. We're all different people, right? So for people like me, naturally we put on the positive is you could put on mass pretty easy, right? Like, and that could help with like muscle building and stuff. But then the downside is like you could also put on fat even easier. So it's become like a real process to try to master the best way to work out and the most efficient way to bulk. And that's something that I'm getting into now. So right now, this is here. Before I get out of here, this here is my favorite exercise when it comes to building up arms. It's pretty simple. It's just a combination of, I think those are called jackhammer curls, and then after that I just did like regular dumbbell curls. Like, I saw it on a tutorial somewhere on YouTube. Again, I'm not the fitness guru, but I just know there's certain exercises that I just kind of, over the years, that they just kind of stuck with me, so I just kept going for it. I was trying to go a little light at first, but I was getting bored, so I tried to add some more weight to it. But again, this is day 1 of 100. Let me know what your thoughts are, and also let me know if you're also gonna be on this fitness journey. I'm gonna try to see if I could tap into that fitness niche, and again, hopefully I do.
All my life I dream of space and a place where I feel safe. So I'm on the paper chase, yeah, I'm on the paper chase, yeah. Yeah, I'm on the paper chase. All my life I dream of space and a place where I feel safe. So I'm on the paper chase, yeah, I'm on the paper chase, yeah. Yeah, I'm on the paper chase.